Welcome to the City of Auburn 2020-21 Downtown Sculpture Gallery Tour. The City of Auburn's Downtown Sculpture Gallery showcases outdoor sculptures in various sizes, types, and mediums. Primarily located along Main Street, the Sculpture Gallery changes annually, providing different artwork for Auburn residents to experience and enjoy. Sculpture number 1, located at B Street Southwest and Main Street, is titled "I Watch the Salmon from the Bridge Above" by artist Ed McCarthy.
I had the idea of taking city objects and making abstract representations of people of them. The media here is cut and painted steel, cut, welded, and painted. Public art, what I like about it most is the challenge, because each location and venue is different, and I like the challenge of building a piece of work that actually fits into that environment and complements it. And I think it's an important part of our community, just because it reaches a wider range of people, not necessarily just people who are going to galleries or museums, but I like the way it reaches out to the general public.
Sculpture number 2 is located at A Street Southwest and Main Street and is titled "Reach" by artist Ben Dye.
The inspiration for this particular piece is just a series. Once you get an idea of what direction you want to go, you just try different formats and different shapes and stuff, and so it's just another wrinkle on my style I've developed. But one of the things I came to understand about public art is if you think about humans, we want to adorn our immediate area, like we do jewelry, and then the next extension is like your living room. Well, the next extension is your community. So the public art should reflect your ideals and what's important to you. And it also says you care, you care about it. But there's certain things that, it could do politics, or it could portray a theme. But I think it just shows that the community cares about it enough to put something out for people to enjoy.
Sculpture number 3, located at 1st Street Northwest and North Division, is titled "Twining 2" by Jan Hoy.
This sculpture is called Twining, and it is made from Corten steel, which is a naturally rusting steel. It will never rust all the way through. And it's hollow, and it's formed from 2 components that arc and kind of twine together. In a way, it's part of a series, working on pieces that do this arcing formation toward each other. I had several pieces. This was sort of the culmination that actually I felt worked the best. I liked that it wasn't just 2 plain arcs, that one actually has a foot, it seems a little more rounded, and the other one bends toward it, but they don't touch, so there's a space there. So I start with small water-based clay pieces, maybe about this big. So I make a piece that can be a finished piece in clay, but then I take measurements and make a template, blow that up, and have it fabricated in steel or bronze or stainless steel. So these small pieces can then become big outdoor pieces. For me as an artist, my forms, right from day one, people said that should be huge. And they do translate up because they're simple, and they can become very large and become effective when they're large. And I like doing public work because the enjoyment gets far beyond a gallery, one gallery, or your studio. And so many people can see your work and enjoy it.
Sculpture 4 is located at 10 East Main Street in front of the Trek apartment buildings. The artwork is titled "Water Watcher" by Twain Stevenson.
This is Water Watcher. It's made of stainless steel, and I made this piece first in plywood, and then it had to be translated into a digital format for a company that's right here in Auburn to cut out with a water jet. I usually work in bronze, but it's really exciting to work in stainless steel, although it's really hard material for grinding and welding. Perhaps it's obvious why I would be looking at the need for clean water. And in beginning this piece, I looked into a healthy human adult is about 60% water, an infant is about 85% water. I mean, it shouldn't have to be so personal because we need clean water for all life, but it's also important for every single human being. So clean water for life, or water is life, is the theme, therefore the wavy torso. It's odd when you make a piece and then it goes into such a private place of a private buyer. Not that we don't like that too, but I do like art out in public for everybody to enjoy.
Sculpture number 5 is located at 10 East Main Street, titled The Gardener by Louise McDowell. The Gardener by artist Louise McDowell is a bronze sculpture, and the artist's statement reads, "The gardener is a bit meditative as she digs into the earth to plant seeds for a future bounty. She radiates a sense of hope for tomorrow's harvest and a determination to make it happen." Sculpture number 6 is located at East Main Street and A Street Southeast, titled Truth by McCrae Wild.
I've been working on a series called Truth for since last December, and it came really out of my frustration with really our political system, where we've decided that saying what's actually true is not necessarily important anymore, and in fact most of discourse really on both sides of the aisle is based on what constituents need and want to hear. And I really think that having some kind of monument to the concept of truth is pretty important right now. Well, I'm really excited actually to be here in Auburn, to have a piece out in the public. Sculpture has always been a way to share ideas and concepts, but to have it sort of exposable and out there for everybody to share is both important, really, to bring out the sense that art means something, but it's also a way to show sort of everybody. You don't just have to go to the gallery to see an art. Art is not really supposed to be something that's hung on 4 white walls. It really should be part of everyday life. In my mind, at least, and if you look around at the architecture, people made decisions about what buildings should look like, how streets should move, and there's a lot of urban planning going on, but there's also a lot of aesthetic decisions that are made, and art actually can help make a corner more pleasing. It can be more interesting. It can be something to think about when you're walking along, or it will mean different things to different people. But having it out there and in the public gives the notion of art accessibility to everybody.
Sculpture 7 is located at 123 East Main Street and is titled Day In, Day Out by artist Ken Turner.
This is Day In, Day Out. It's made of stainless steel, and it's essentially my take on the sun rising and setting from a certain position. Most of my work involves aspects of time, so I create pieces that visually move, but not physically. Public art is my main venue, and it's because I like to make things for everyone rather than for a select few that stash it away in their house. Also, most of what I make is too big for somebody's house, so.
Sculpture 8 is located at B Street Northeast and is titled Family Tree by artist Chris Vermeer.
Family tree to me represents how as a family we may all do things differently, but we all come from the same base. Family tree means a lot to me. I was working with a grinder and actually ran the right angle grinder into my leg, which sent me to the hospital. So I got stitches and a large chunk out of my leg. And so for me, I needed the family support and the encouragement to actually go back and start working on the piece, because there was a huge fear and I didn't want to. So Family Tree helped me overcome that fear and pick up the grinder and actually finish the piece. So Family Tree means a lot to me. I believe public art is important because it's wonderful to be able to show to people you don't even know something that you're very passionate about, and everybody translates things differently. So it's really wonderful, especially with this program, to have such a variety of art available for people to see for free.
Sculpture 9 is located at Auburn Way South and Main Street and is titled Orb Aubergee by artist Steve Ferris.
Title of this piece is called Orb Aubergee, which is French for broken sphere, uncompleted sphere, aborted sphere. So pick one. It's an unfinished orb, and I named it that because I was building a sphere to put on top of that, and I thought it looked better incomplete than complete. And when I got it done, it was too symmetrical, so I rebuilt it to be asymmetrical, because the base is perfectly symmetrical, which is how most of my pieces are. But I wanted the contrast between the completely asymmetrical top and the symmetrical bottom, and that's what I was looking for. Public art gives me a chance to work beyond the norm, beyond what I can sell through the gallery or what I can sell at an art show, and it exposes my stuff to more people. And so I get better feedback on what people are interested in, and what kind of ideas that I have that I think are exciting to me are actually exciting to more people. And I like putting it out. I like putting it out for a long period of time, because it just gives me better feedback and gives me more ideas. And I have a lot of ideas, but I have to sort through them to figure out which ones are actually worthwhile to do, because some of them are hard to translate from an idea to an actual sculpture. And I don't like to waste the time where I do something and then people just go, eh. I like to stimulate the visual. I like to stimulate what people see. So public art and temporary public art is a really good fit for me and my work.
Sculpture 10, located at D Street Northeast and East Main Street, and is titled The Guide by Nathan Robles.
The title of the piece here is The Guide, and it's made out of steel, recycled steel from just scrap yards and just other different places. For me, sometimes it's the piece that, like an actual part that sort of creates the idea. So for me, first it started off with the face, which I actually started the face 4 years ago, and I made it and I didn't know what to put it on. And I tried putting it on different sculptures and it just didn't work. And then I was starting another sculpture and started with this torso, which is actually a gas can, and I kind of left that for a while, and then I just one day had an idea of making a larger figure and having little smaller figures incorporated, and it just started to evolve from that. A lot of my work has to do with relationships, and so this kind of goes into the theme of meaningful relationships and the journey of life. For this piece in particular, there's 5 different little people kind of placed around the sculpture, and then one sort of at the top. For me, actually, there's symbolism with my own family, you know, me being a father, and I have 5 boys, so it's a little bit of that, and then my wife as well, and how I kind of feel sometimes like, oh, I'm leading the family, but they're really guiding me. in all of my decisions, and we're working together to develop our lives and to build meaningful meaning out of life. I'm trying to do something that's meaningful to me. So for relationships are important for me. My aunts, my uncles, my grandparents, my siblings, and my parents. I have a lot of feelings about family and about connection to friends and people who have influence, and then the passing on after those people die and what that means for how it affects us. And so I have these personal feelings that I think that everybody can have an association with. And so I'm making public art so that it can hopefully mean something to somebody, inspire them, or they can relate to it somehow. So I like being able to put it in a public sphere because I've been able to talk to people who are inspired by it, and they get something totally different than what I got. And I think that's that's true for art and whatever it might be, with music, film, books, just different literature or paintings or dance. All these different things help people to learn something or develop something that is personal to them that they might not have been able to achieve otherwise, if they were just living in a vacuum.
Sculpture 11 is located at the corner of R Street Southeast and 29th Street Southeast and is titled Cogburn's Roost by artist Wendy Ray.
This is Cogburn's Roost. I guess I get my inspiration from the things that I find. So everything here is recycled or upcycled, repurposed. A lot of it came from a restaurant supply company. The stainless steel bench, this is stainless, and the legs are stainless from a restaurant supply company, and the straps, old horseshoes, a little pulley, just things that I find that I think will make it interesting. I just love being able to repurpose things. The city of Auburn has been really fun to work with, so I'm really appreciative of the opportunities they give to the local artists.